A boy is dragged to a fortress, branded with a royal name he didn't choose, and secretly shaped into a weapon no one is allowed to admit exists. This is an anime version of Assassin's Apprentice by Hobb, one of the sharpest character-driven fantasy stories to come out of the 90s. If you enjoy videos like this, hit like and subscribe. It helps the channel more than you think. All right, let's dive in. A boy is dragged through winter mud to the gates of a fortress by the sea. He is 6 years old, half-starved, and silent, because the first thing he learns is this: if you speak, people decide what you are.
I'll not feed him any longer! The king-in-waiting at least managed to father one child somewhere.
They call him the bastard of Prince Chivalry Farseer, and that one fact shatters a kingdom. Chivalry is the king's eldest son, the heir, the man everyone expects to wear the crown next. But the moment his illegitimate child is acknowledged, Chivalry abdicates. He gives up the throne, leaves Buckkeep behind, and vanishes into exile with his wife, Patience. The court pretends the problem is solved. The problem is not solved because the boy still exists. So the child is taken to Buckkeep Castle, not as family, not as guest, but as a responsibility nobody wants. The stable master, Burrich, Chivalry's man, is ordered to keep him. Burrich does it like he does everything, with hard rules and no softness. He puts the boy in the stables, among hounds and straw, and works him until his hands are raw. That is Fitz's first home. Fitz grows up between worlds, too royal to be a servant, too tainted to be treated as kin. He learns quickly that everyone is watching him, and most of them are waiting for him to fail. But animals do not care about bloodlines. In the stables, Fitz bonds with a hound pup named Nosy. Through that bond, he discovers something inside himself that feels like warmth and belonging. A secret sense that lets him reach into an animal's mind and be reached back. It is called the wit. And in the Six Duchies, the wit is not a childhood miracle. It is a reason to kill you. Burrich senses it. He reacts with fear that looks like rage. He forces Fitz to bury the bond, to deny it, to be ashamed of it. Fitz learns to hide his heart the way he hides his magic. He learns the worst lesson early. If you love the wrong thing, it will be used to hurt you. Then King Shrewd finally decides what to do with the bastard boy. Shrewd brings Fitz into the orbit of the castle, gives him a place, gives him a name that is also a scar. FitzChivalry. The boy swears fealty to the crown. He is told, without being told, that his life is now a tool. He is not raised to inherit. He is raised to serve. One wet evening on the road back from town, Fitz sees two riders come pounding up the hill. Verity and Regal, horses lathered, carrying a messenger's baton. The news has come by river ship.
It is Chivalry. He is dead.
Burrich doesn't believe it. Fitz learns the real lesson hiding inside the official story. In this court, even a prince can be removed, and the truth can be folded away like a letter you never open. Not long after, Patience returns to Buckkeep, a widow with grief turned into sharp, erratic purpose. She goes to King Shrewd and demands that Fitz be acknowledged and educated like a prince. Shrewd doesn't give her what she wants, but he gives her access. Fitz is ordered to go to her chambers each morning and submit to whatever she decides he should be learning. She is sharp and strange and stubborn, and sometimes she treats him like a person rather than a problem. She even gives him a small puppy, Smithy, a bright scrap of affection Fitz is not sure he deserves. And then, one night, The castle literally opens its walls to him. A hidden panel slides aside. A man steps out of darkness with a candle in his hand. Chade is the king's secret, a royal bastard from an earlier generation, officially dead, living inside Buckkeep like a spider inside stone. He is the one who knows everything the court whispers and everything it never dares say aloud. And he tells Fitz the truth. Shrewd is not educating him to be safe. Shrewd is training him to be useful. Chade begins Fitz's real apprenticeship. In cramped rooms that smell of dust, ink, and herbs, Fitz learns observation, secrecy, poisons, locks, misdirection, silence. He learns how to lie with a straight face. He learns how to be invisible until the moment he is needed. It feels like purpose. It also feels like being sharpened, because while Fitz is being shaped into a blade, the kingdom begins to rot. Out on the coast, red-sailed raiders strike. They do not just burn villages and steal goods. They do something worse. People are taken and returned changed. Their eyes look the same, but what makes them human is gone. They are hollowed out. They cannot love. They cannot care. They are called forged. The fear spreads faster than any fleet. The Six Duchies are being eaten from the edges inward. And Buckkeep is full of arguments instead of answers. Prince Verity, next in line, now that Chivalry is gone, carries the work of the kingdom on his back. He fights the raiders, fortifies the coast, holds alliances together with stubborn will. Prince Regal does something else. Regal plays court. He smiles. He collects influence inland where the raids do not bite as hard, and he sells a simple message. Verity is failing. The coast is doomed. The future belongs to Regal. And Fitz is stuck watching, learning something terrifying. The biggest threat to a kingdom is not always the enemy outside. Sometimes it is the one who wants the crown. Then Fitz is pulled into another kind of danger, one that lives inside minds. The royal line has a magic called the skill. It lets people touch thoughts, speak without words, and if pushed hard enough, bend loyalty itself. Fitz has the talent for it, and that should make him valuable. Instead, it makes him vulnerable, because the skill master is Galen. Galen despises Fitz on sight. He calls him bastard like it is a curse. He isolates him, humiliates him, and punishes him beyond reason. The training is not training. It is a slow, systematic breaking. Fitz becomes exhausted, bruised, and mentally scraped raw, but he cannot quit. He cannot refuse. Not with Shrewd watching. Not with Regal waiting for any excuse. Fitz tries to hold on to something normal. He slips into Buckkeep town whenever he can. And he finds Molly, a candlemaker's daughter with a steady gaze and a hard life of her own. With her, Fitz can pretend he is just a boy, not a weapon in the making. Their connection becomes a secret refuge, which means it becomes a risk. Galen's cruelty doesn't stop at humiliation. It turns into a test. On the eve of Springfest, Galen takes his students out and leaves them north of Forge, each of them with nothing but a staff, expecting them to be reached and guided home through the skill. For Fitz, it is not a lesson. It is abandonment. Because on that dark hillside, he feels it through the bond he is not supposed to have. A knife at Burrich's stairs. Burrich falling. Smithy fighting in the dark. Fitz walks out of Galen's trial and starts the long road back. He passes the dead quiet of Forge. He meets the Forged on the road. And in the middle of it, the thin thread of Smithy's life snaps. When Fitz finally reaches Buckkeep, Springfest is still celebrating. Burrich is alive, but broken in bandages. Smithy is gone. And Fitz understands, with a cold clarity, that the court can reach him anywhere, not just through orders and politics, but through what he loves. Something in him hardens, not into cruelty, into readiness. All right, that's it for part 1 of Assassin's Apprentice. In part 2, everything escalates. The red ships keep closing in. Fitz gets pulled deeper into court power games, and he's dragged towards a choice he's not ready for. If you want part 2, hit like and subscribe. It's the simplest way to support the channel, and it tells YouTube to actually show this series to people who'd enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in part 2.